Hey everyone, welcome back to NO6 Gaming. Hunterman here, and I'm very excited to give you our first look at Doom. Alright, let me start out by saying that if you have not heard of Doom before, you've probably been living underneath a rock, at least as far as the gamer community goes. I don't think I can say that I have any of my gamer friends that have never heard of Doom before. I will say that some have never played it, and that's fine. The original game came out in 1993, so I don't expect everyone to play the original one. But there's been several variations of the game, including the most recent one that was released on the Xbox 360, Doom 3. That being said, this game actually seems like it's a total reboot of the original game. I have not read to see if Bethesda said otherwise, what their plans are with the game. If you have not checked this game out yet, you need to do so. This game is extremely fun. It does have a level of difficulty to it. It is extremely fast-paced, just like the original one was, with very high speed, and it's basically shoot and destroy your way out of everything. There really isn't an alternative to anything. So if you're looking for something other than your classic arcade style shooter, it probably isn't the game for you. That being said, I have not actually been able to check out the multiplayer yet. That's something I plan to do in a future review. So one of the first things that I noticed about this game was the soundtrack. Whether it be the intro video or during the gameplay, it's got a very heavy soundtrack, which I think is fitting. I mean, you are fighting spawns of hell, so I don't think you want to be running around listening to Taylor Swift while fighting them. I guess it would make the game kind of interesting if that were the case. Probably kind of hard to take it seriously. Another fun element of the game is the weapons choices. I know all the other Dooms have been known for their weapons choices, and one thing that's fun about it is that the weapons are all different. They have different damage attributes, they shoot different kinds of ammo. For the most part they do. I know that there is another shotgun, I haven't unlocked it yet. Another cool thing about the weapons is that they all have a secondary function. Like the shotgun that I use, it has a function where it can shoot a grenade out of it. There's also other functions you can unlock. I'm not going to go into detail on that. I'll do that in another further in-depth review when I get to that point. Another thing you notice in this gameplay is that the enemies, when hit, if they don't go down, they'll turn a blue color or a orange-yellow color. Basically, that makes them immobile at that point in time. They're not going to attack, and if you get up on them and melee attack them, you'll do an insta-kill with a little cinematic thing. And what's kind of cool is if you aim at different points when you come in to do that to them, it'll actually do different things. Sometimes he'll knock them down and then crush their head with his foot. Others, he'll rip their limb off and then beat them with it. So that's pretty fun. It's awesome to watch. It's probably one of my favorite things to do in the game, next to using the chainsaw. Another thing in the game is that ammo is actually not very scarce. I kind of expected it to be, I don't know why, but there's actually plenty of ammo around. There's also there's just plenty of stuff to pick up off the ground, so always be looking for it. So as I said before, with this being a classic style shooter, your health in this game does not regenerate like most people are probably accustomed to with most video games now, like Call of Duty and Battlefield, when you're not playing on hardcore modes. The health is actually the blue. I've seen it a couple times on the screen. The blue canisters and whatnot that are on the ground, that is your health. You can get it by meleeing enemies too. They'll drop it more often. That's another reason why I like to do melee kills more than anything else, because they will drop ammo and health more often than if you just shoot them. The green things that you'll see around too, sometimes it looks like a big piece of armor, or they're just little green strips blowing on the ground, are exactly that. It's armor. You can get up to a full 100% armor on top of your actual health, which is very useful, especially when you run into like the hordes when you're trying to close a Hellgate, like in the earlier footage that I showed. See right there, that's what the armor looks like. That's a big piece of armor that you can find, and then there's little pieces that'll give you smaller pieces of armor. Also, the game has a codex system in it, which will show up here in just a second. It shows you basically the different weapons that you pick up, the different things in the environment you can interact with. It tells you about them and how to interact with them. There's also a tutorial section on here, which is great, because if you're like me, you'd like to hit buttons and skip things and forget to read how to use certain things or how to interact with the environment, and it's nice to be able to actually go back and read something that you may have missed, because I miss things quite often in games, and sometimes they don't give you the option to actually go back and look at them again.
All UAC employees are subject to regular med checks to ensure their production capabilities are not degraded.
So that about does it for the first look at this game. Like I said, I will be doing a more in-depth review of the game later on. Hopefully I will have some multiplayer footage in there and I'll have a better idea of what's going on in the game. Again, I do apologize for this being short, but it was kind of a short notice review, so I didn't have as much time to put a whole lot of effort into getting footage and developing the storyline a little bit more for you guys to see. So anyway, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If there's anything that you didn't like about the video or anything that you suggested to change, be sure to leave a comment on there for that. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.